North Carolina lands a piece in the trenches. Offensive lineman Austin Blaske out of Georgia transferred from the Bulldogs to the Tar Heels. Don, tell us about how he wound up in Chapel Hill.
Well, Blaske is a no-nonsense guy. He doesn't do a whole lot of media, even during his high school recruitment, and then does as little as possible when he was at Georgia. So he kind of quietly took 3 official visits: Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and obviously North Carolina. UNC was the final of those trips. Really, it was not even 24 hours after he had returned from Chapel Hill. He commits to North Carolina without much fanfare, just put out a very simple tweet saying that he was committed and he's going to be a Tar Heel.
Georgia's always had a special place in my heart. Seemed like pretty similar Athens and Chapel Hill, but Blaske, a mountain of a man, 6'5", 310, had the opportunity to compete for a starting job, did not get that. Played in 18 games in his 3 seasons at Georgia. Don, what's he bring to Randy Clements and the Tar Heel offensive line that lost a lot from last year?
Yeah, so obviously he's a guy who's going to immediately compete for left tackle, right tackle position. I mean, definitely he's a bookend offensive lineman. As you mentioned, he competed for Georgia's starting left tackle position prior to this season, lost out to a recruit who was a top 45 recruit. So it wasn't like he lost the battle to some slouch. So obviously he's, the expectations are still pretty high for him. Moves really well. You mentioned his size. And I think the fact that he nearly started for Georgia, and we know what Georgia has done the past couple of seasons and how they've recruited, kind of speaks to his talent level.
It'd be interesting to see how it shakes out on that line. Randy Clements, of course, needs talented bodies to protect either Connor Harrell or Max Johnson in 2024. Blaske's one of those guys that'll give him options.